In this class, we are going to study about emergency powers of the President of India, and also we'll be studying very clearly about the three types of emergency powers. Number one, national emergency, that is Article 352. Second one, constitutional emergency, that is Article 356. The third one, financial emergency, that is Article 360. The emergency powers of President of India. Emergency powers. An emergency is a sudden or unforeseen situation demanding the immediate action. In such a situation, the President assumes extraordinary powers, that is called emergency powers. The President possesses three types of emergency powers. Number one, national emergency caused by war, external aggression, or armed rebellion inside of the country. That is, we used to call Article 352. Second one, constitutional emergency. It is caused by the breakdown of the constitutional machinery in a state, that is Article 356. And the third one, financial emergency. It is caused by the threat to the financial stability of India, that we used to call Article 360. Now we can study separately one by one. General emergency or national emergency. It is coming under the Article 352. General or national emergency is proclaimed when the President is satisfied that the security of India or any part of it is threatened by war or external aggression or an armed rebellion. The word armed rebellion were added for internal disturbance by the 44th Amendment Act of 1978. Of course, no proclamation can be made unless the Cabinet or Union Cabinet communicates the decision to the President in writing. Duration of the national emergency or general emergency. Duration. The proclamation of an emergency must be approved within 1 month by the houses of the parliament by the special majority, which means simple majority of the total membership of the house and a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting. This approval is for a period of only 6 months. It can be extended further by the same procedure if the situation persists. If the Lok Sabha passes the resolution disapproving the emergency, the President has to revoke the proclamation. Effects of national emergency. The Union Parliament can legislate on any matter on the state list. Number two, the Union Government has the power to direct the states in the exercise of their executive authority. Number three, the Union Government is also empowered to alter the distribution of revenue between center and the state. And number four, the imposition of emergency also affect the fundamental rights guaranteed to the Indian citizens. Number five, the right to freedom under the Article 19 that contains freedom of speech, assembly, and forming association remains suspended during the period of emergency. Number 6. The right to move any court for the enforcement of such rights also remains suspended, except for the Article 20 and 21. The Article 20 states that no person shall be punished for the same offence more than once, and Article 21 provides that no Indian citizen shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. The seventh one, the while proclamation of emergency is in operation, the Parliament may extend the duration of Lok Sabha and the legislative assemblies for a year at a time. Anyway, proclamation of national emergency or general emergency in the first have happened thrice. We can see the first one, 26th October 1962, due to the Chinese aggression. It was revoked 1968. And the second time it was applied in our India 3rd December 1971 during the time of Indo-Pak War. It was revoked on March 1977. And the third one again 25th June 1975 because of the due to the internal disturbance, that is revoked March 1977. The second one, emergency due to the failure of the constitutional machinery in a state or constitutional breakdown in a state, that is comes under the Article 356. First we can study about the circumstance. When the president receives the report from the governor or he is otherwise satisfied that the government of the state cannot be carried on the accordance of the provisions of the constitution, he may proclaim an emergency in that state. This is also referred to as a president rule, as all the functions of the state government are exercised by the president indirectly. During the period of the president rule, the governor acts as the representative of the union government. The duration of such an emergency is for 2 months. If it is to continue beyond this period, the parliament approval is needed. Even if it has been ratified or approved by the parliament, it will cease to operate only for 6 months after the date of its issue. It can be, however, be extended for another 6 months with the approval of parliament once again. Thus, the president rule can continue only for 1 year. However, the president rule can be extended beyond the 1 year under the two conditions. Number one, when a national emergency is in operation in the whole part of India or any other part of the state. Second one, if the election commission certifies that holding the election to the legislative assembly of a state is difficult, but such proclamation can never be extended beyond the 3 years. Effects of constitutional breakdown in a state. Number one, the legislative assembly of a state may be dissolved or suspended. The parliament exercises the power of the state legislature. Second one, the president may authorize the governor to exercise all the executive functions in a state. Number three, the annual budget is passed by the parliament instead of state legislative assembly. Number four, the president can also sanction expenditure out of the Consolidated Fund of India when the Lok Sabha is not in session. Number five, the president, however, cannot suspend the operation of any provisions of the Constitution relating to the High Courts of India. The proclamation of president rule as a result of breakdown of constitutional machinery in states and union territories have occurred at least 126 times in India. The state Punjab was the first state to be brought under the president rule in June 1951. Jammu and Kashmir became the latest state where the president rule was imposed in January 2016. The state called Manipur has been placed under the president rule for as many as 10 times, Uttar Pradesh 9 times, and Punjab 8 times. The last one, financial emergency, that comes under the Article 360. The President may declare the financial emergency under the Article 360 of the Constitution when the financial stability of India is threatened. The emergency is only for 2 months and it has to be approved by the Parliament if it is to be continued beyond the given time. The financial emergency continues until the President revokes its, and India has not yet experienced a situation of financial emergency till the date. Effects of financial emergency. The consequences of the financial emergency could be immense. The first one, the union government shall give direction to the states to observe certain financial rules. The second one, the president may reduce the salaries and allowance of all government staff, including the judges of Supreme Court and the High Courts. Number three, the state government shall be directed to reduce the salaries and allowance of all the staff connected with the state administration. And the last one, money bill passed by the state assembly or state legislatures have to be reserved for the consideration of the president.